Hello, welcome to another edition of Shardcast. I'm your host, Footsylvania, as I bring to you another HexTCGPro Challenge Series matchup. In Season 1, this is a Round 3 matchup this time, between Karn and DiamondWolf. Karn will be playing a mono wild deck, as we've seen it become ever so popular in this tournament, against DiamondWolf, who's playing a Blood Diamond deck. So both players here working on their Round 3 matchup, as it is a Swiss tournament, which is a 8-round Swiss tournament. So as the players are just now getting set, we should be able to bring out to the coin flip immediately. And yep, here they go. So let's get you out there. Didn't get to see who won the flip. I believe Karn won the flip, if I recall correctly. Karn playing Running Deer, mono wild deck. Immediately moles his first hand. So he won't even bother telling you what was in his hand. Keeps a second hand of 3 wild shards, 2 chlorophyllias, and a giant caterpillar. Giant caterpillar, sorry about that, is one of the newer cards in Hex. That says it's a 1/1 troop for a 1-drop, but when he gets to 3 wild threshold, he can exhaust the giant caterpillar and it will turn into a giant cocoon. We'll get more into that card a little bit later, as DiamondWolf is looking over his hand and seeing if he wants to mulligan as well. Looks like both of these players were 2-0 going into this matchup, so a couple of solid wins here. DiamondWolf taking quite a bit of time here. Don't know if he just stepped away for a second and let Karn know that, or here we go. As we get underway. Looks like DiamondWolf chose to keep his 7-card hand. Karn drops a wild shard for his first turn, and well as the giant caterpillar. As I said before, when he gets to 3 threshold, he can exhaust that and turn into a giant cocoon, which is a 0/4 defensive troop that gets a metamorphosis counter each turn, at the beginning of each of your turns. Once he gets to 3 metamorphosis counters, it turns into a giant butterfly, which is a 5/4 flight troop that when it deals damage to opposing champion, all opposing troops get defensive next turn, meaning they can't attack. So he passes a turn with DiamondWolf, who drops a Shard of Fate for his first turn. Grabs a Diamond Threshold, but of course he doesn't get the resource for the turn. And we'll pass turn back over to Karn. DiamondWolf playing the Gozog champion, which for 2 charge power, he can deal 1 damage to opposing champion and gain 1 health back. Karn draws another wild shard. 2 resources available, he's going to swing the caterpillar. Which is kind of odd because the speed in which the caterpillar would take to get over to the other side of the board would be rather lengthy. But in this case, it automatically turns the card sideways and deals 1 damage. Down to 19. Second main phase, Karn only has 2 chlorophyllias in hand and 2 wild shards, so he can't play anything, and we'll pass turn. DiamondWolf draws card for a turn and plays a blood shard, followed by a persecute to get the caterpillar off the board. He doesn't want that transforming. Because had Karn got 1 more resource out there, it would have had 3 wild threshold and could have transformed it into the 0/4 cocoon, which would have made it out of the range of the -3/-3 persecute. So good play there by DiamondWolf to be on the offensive there. Passes turn back over. Karn draws a Howling Brave. So he plays a wild shard followed by chlorophylla. So you want to have 5 wild threshold and 5 permanent resources. He's out of resources for the turn though. So now Karn's just looking to draw some of his big troops. As we know, the mono wild decks like to play Fist of Brigadon and Jadim, and or Battle Beetle. So we'll see if he starts drawing those. DiamondWolf draws card for turn, drops a blood shard, and plays his champion ability. So Gozog will bring Karn back down to brings card down to 19 and DiamondWolf back up to 20. So they sort of trade life totals here. I believe it looks like Karn's having a little bit of an audio problem real quick. He's getting that sorted out for us. There we go. DiamondWolf will play a Soul Marble. Soul Marble says that for 1 resource, put a counter on it. It's a constant. Once it gets to 10 counters on it, it can transform into Soul Armaments or Soul Cavalry. Or Cavalry. I always get those two words confused. So let me make sure which one it was. It's a Soul Cavalry, which is a 5/5 troop with Steadfast and Spell Shield. Or a Soul Armaments, which gives all of his troops +2/+2 Steadfast and Spell Shield. So he can choose to get 1 troop out of it or protect all the rest of his troops. Meantime, Karn draws a Nature's Rain, drops a Wild Shard, and looks like he played another Chlorophylla, as well as Howling Brave. So Karn's up to 7 permanent resources, 8 Wild Threshold, and Howling Brave on the board, 19 health. He's got Nature's Rain, which is a huge card. Nature's Rain is a 2-drop quick action, which says destroy any target, artifact, or constant. So he will be able to get that Soul Marble off the board at any time he wishes to do so. He just to make sure he does it before it transforms. Because once it transforms, if he transforms it into a Cavalry, sorry about that, it would be a troop then, so he can't destroy it with Nature's Rain. DiamondWolf doesn't drop a shard and just passes turn, so Karn draws a Crash of Beasts and swings his Howling Brave. Imagine that Crash of Beasts will come down on the second main phase. We'll see. The Howling Brave does damage to DiamondWolf, bringing them both to 19 health. And here comes the Crash of Beasts. So out comes the 3/3 Rhinoceros with Crush. And I'd imagine Karn's not going to drop that Wild Shard. He's going to use it as a decoy because he doesn't need the resources. He's already got 7 resources permanently. As you see, DiamondWolf goes ahead and dumps his 3 resources onto the Soul Marble, so it has 3 counters now. No point in just hanging on to those resources. As it's now his turn, he will draw a card for turn, going up to 7 cards. Again, both champions are at 19 health. Karn with an exhausted Howling Brave and a readied Rhinoceros on the board. DiamondWolf has no troops on the board at this point in time. DiamondWolf passes his first main phase as well as his attack phase. And his second main phase. He must be stuck on 3 resources. So Karn's going to get to work here. Hopefully he draws one of his bigger cards. Instead he draws another Wild Shard. Doesn't need those. He needs bigger troops. He's got to start putting pressure on DiamondWolf here. He will swing both troops again, posing 4 damage. Damage will go through. DiamondWolf down to 15. Let's see if Karn decides to hang on to both Wild Shards as decoys. Second main phase. He does. He passes priority. DiamondWolf's going to drop his 3 resources in again, bringing it up to 6 counters. So without taking any chances there, Karn, in response to, while he still did second main phase, never did pass priority there. Does use the Nature's Rain on Nature Rains on the Soul Marble, so it comes off the board. DiamondWolf will draw a card for turn, going up to 8 cards. See if he has a shard this time around. Yep. He drops a Diamond Shard. And he now has 2 threshold of each, so he can drop his Spirit of Cloud Knight, which is a staple in Diamond decks. It's a 3/2 Flight Troop with Steadfast and Life Drain for 3 resources. Karn draws a card for turn, and he draws a Manti Elder Druid. He decides to swing the 3/3 into DiamondWolf, knowing that he'd be more than willing to trade with that Cloud Knight. DiamondWolf wisely will not block it, as he knows he can just swing the 3/2 Cloud Knight back and get that 3 health back. Second main phase, Karn plays the Manti Elder Druid, but there really isn't anything on the board to revert. So he will decline that ability. It is a 4/4 troop, and when it comes into play, you can revert target troop. So he now has a 1-1 Howling Brave, a 3-3 Rhinoceros with Crush, and a 4-4 Manti Elder Druid. Passed his turn with 2 resources available over to DiamondWolf. Draws card. Passes his first main phase and will no doubtly swing with Cloud Knight. With no flying troops, Karn will not be able to block and will take the 3 damage. Go down to 16. DiamondWolf with the life drain goes back up to 15. Second main phase. Extinction. He's going to wipe the board. He knows he would have had to sacrifice pretty much the Cloud Knight to the Elder Druid and still taken 4 to the chin. So not a bad play there. Karn with 2 wild shards in hand will draw a card for turn. Another wild shard. That's unfortunate luck there. He will be able to use his champion power here to go up to 21 health with that wild shard, but he's now stuck watching. So Karn hoping on his next draw he'll actually draw a troop to put into play. The DiamondWolf with 4 resources and 6 cards, now 7 when he draws, is going to be able to drop some cards on the board, I'd imagine. Here comes Zintoth's Inquisitor. We don't know what gem that is in there. We'll be able to tell as soon as it attacks here, unless Karn gets a response back from DiamondWolf, as he asks as well. Since the last patch, any gem does not put the card text on the card, so you really can't see what it is. DiamondWolf passes turn back over to Karn. Karn draws another wild shard. We saw a similar issue with Errant Squire in the last shard cast, where he drew shards like 6 turns in a row. For Errant Squire, however, he at least still had a couple troops in his hand. Karn's now just has a fistful of shards and nothing to play them on. So he will be facing the 3-1 Inquisitor without being able to block. DiamondWolf draws a card for turn. And swings the Inquisitor. Without Rage going on the stack, this will be the gem that allows him to pull a card from his graveyard and put it back in his hand. As soon as it does damage to a champion. So Karn goes down to 18. Here goes the ability on the stack. Looks like he pulled the Cloud Knight back out, so he will play that on the second main phase. So again, that gem says, upon damage to a champion, you can remove target card from your graveyard and put it into your hand. Again, you have to have the resources to play it again, which is why he's able to play it in the second main phase. So he passes turn back to Karn, and he draws a Nature Reigns. Doesn't help him here. He's now facing 6 damage coming through each turn with no troops to block, and DiamondWolf will get 3 health back each turn. So this is not what Karn drew up. He was in good shape there before the extinction, and just can't seem to draw any troops here. DiamondWolf draws a card for turn, goes up to 8 cards. Bypasses the first main phase and is going to swing for 6. Karn has no choice but to take it, so he will go down to 12. DiamondWolf goes up to 18 with the life drain from the Cloud Knight. 4 resources available and 8 cards in hand. He's got to play something in the second main phase. Oh, first he gets to pull a troop from his graveyard. I don't know if he has any other troops in there. If he plays a Soul Marble, let me double check on the wording of that gem real quick. I believe it is... Maybe we can pull a card from the graveyard. Either way, pass the turn over to Karn. Karn pulls another wild shard. Karn's just hoping to get... Now they held onto those wild shards. He may not be able to get to... Let's see. No, he's not going to be able to get to his 4 champion charges in enough time to save himself another turn. Unless he draws a troop to be able to block next turn. DiamondWolf draws a card for turn, plays his champion power, so he goes up to 19, Karn down to 11. Bypasses the first main phase. Swings for 6 again. Karn, no choice but go down to 5. DiamondWolf up to 22. So Karn must pull a troop here to survive next turn. Trying to find if I can't get that wording for you real quick. We're going to bypass on that though. Oh, it looks like Karn was able to draw a Dandelion Sprite for his turn. So we'll have a blocker out there, and this will allow him to get to his 4th charge next turn, but he's going to need a lot more help next turn. Because that 1/2 Dandelion Sprite, it's flying, so it can block the Cloud Knight. He'll probably choose to block the Inquisitor just to kill it. But DiamondWolf will be able to play it on a second main phase, because it will go up to 5 resources, and DiamondWolf has that now. Again, DiamondWolf trying to pump up the Soul Marble. Another Nature Reigns in Karn's hand. Good thing he has it. Plays it and removes it from the board. So DiamondWolf has a 3/1 Inquisitor with the remove card from graveyard and put it in your hand gem. And I believe it says remove troop from graveyard. He also has a Spiritual Cloud Knight. Karn has a Dandelion Sprite to block. 5 health. DiamondWolf has 22 health. Draws a card for turn and plays another Diamond Shard. 6 resources available. Which I would imagine he's going to swing with both, lose the Inquisitor, and play the Inquisitor back on the second main phase. Yep, swings for both. Karn has no choice but to block. He does block the Inquisitor, so they will trade. And Karn goes down to 2, DiamondWolf up to 25. So we see the Inquisitor go back to DiamondWolf's hand. He has to play something on the second main phase, or else he has to discard. So Chaos Key. And then, oh, another Inquisitor. That's a different one. You can see it doesn't have the permanent cost on it. It's only cost him 3. So basically, he's telling Karn, I don't care who you put out there to block or what you use, I want to take at least one of them off the board before you get a chance to block. So that will be game. Well, no. Not necessarily. Forgot that Wild Shard does give Karn his champion power, which puts him to 7 health, but oh, it looks like Karn decides to concede either way. So, end of game 1. DiamondWolf takes it, as this is a best-of-3 series in the 3rd round of the HexTCGPro Challenge Series Season 1 match. And we'll see these two go straight to game 2, as there is no sideboarding. And let's get you back out to the coin flip as Karn bypasses it again. Karn draws another 1-shard hand for his starting hand, so we will see him probably mull this one as well. Looks like DiamondWolf won the draw this time. DiamondWolf sticks with 7 cards. Karn has a Howling Brave in hand as well as a Chlorophylla, but I don't see him hanging on to this. Because without a second shard, he still can't get ramping here. So he does turn to draw again. Looks like he keeps this one. 4 Wild Shards, a Jadeem, and a Wild Root Dancer. So a little bit slower than he'd probably like, but it may get there. DiamondWolf will start us off in game 2. Again, this is a best-of-3. DiamondWolf won game 1, so he's looking to close out the match and go 3-0 here. Where Karn is looking to prolong the match and go to game 3. DiamondWolf drops a Diamond Shard for turn and passes the turn over to Karn. Karn draws a Dandelion Sprite. So he drops a Wild Shard and we'll pass it back over to DiamondWolf. So DiamondWolf will draw a card for turn to go to 7. And drops a Blood Shard and immediately lands up his champion power. He will take advantage of that. Goes up to 21 health, Karn down to 19. He plays a Living Totem. Living Totem is a 2/2 troop for 2 with a multitude of abilities, each for 3 resources. You can either give it +2/+2 permanently. You can give it Spell Shield, Flight, Steadfast, or Life Drain. And those don't cause it to exhaust, so he can give multiple abilities on the same turn if he has the resources to. Pass turn over to Karn. Karn draws a Wild Root Dancer. I'm sorry, he had the Wild Root. Draws the Nature Reigns, I'm sorry. And drops a Wild Shard. And chooses not to drop the Dandelion Sprite. So DiamondWolf drops a Diamond Shard per turn and swings the totem without any blockers. DiamondWolf will pump it up to a 3/3. I'm sorry, I said it was +2/+2 permanently. It's only +1/+1 on the living totem. I apologize. So it's a 3/3 swing into Karn, so Karn will take it and go down to 16. DiamondWolf out of resources will pass turn. So on the first main phase, after Karn draws another wild shard, he plays a wild shard, and then plays the Dandelion Sprite, so he leaves one resource back. So he may be hoping for another one of his Manti Elder Druids later on, so he can revert that living totem. DiamondWolf draws a card for turn, drops a Blood Shard going to 4 resources and 2 charge powers. He uses his charge powers, so it's 22 health to Karn's 15. And we'll see if he decides to swing his living totem here or play a different card. He does bypass the first main. He doesn't swing the totem. Interesting. So second main phase, and doesn't play anything either. So I have to imagine that DiamondWolf is sitting on a murder right now, that he needs the resources for it. So out comes the Wild Root Dancer for Karn. Then he plays a shard, which activates the Root Dancer's ability. He's going to play the +2/+2 onto the Dandelion Sprite, making it a 3/4. Karn's ability also lights up, so he takes the 5 health and goes up to 20. So 22 health for DiamondWolf, 20 for Karn. Karn now has a 3/4 flyer. Because it's 3/4, and that may be what Living Totem was DiamondWolf was waiting on. He could have given Living Totem flight in response, but it wouldn't kill the Dandelion Sprite now with that +2/+2 on it, so that came back to backfire a little bit. DiamondWolf will take the 3 damage, go down to 19. I imagine before the end of the turn, yep, DiamondWolf goes ahead and spends 3 resources and gives it +1/+1. So Karn at 20, DiamondWolf at 19. Karn with an exhausted 3/4 Dandelion Sprite and a 2/2 Wild Root Dancer. DiamondWolf with a Living Totem at 4/4. Draws a card for turn and drops a Diamond Shard. 5 resources, 5 cards in hand. Bypasses and swings the Living Totem. Karn chooses not to block here, so we'll see if DiamondWolf decides to give it a buff. Gives it Life Drain. So with that, Karn will go down to 16, DiamondWolf up to 13. Oh, sorry, up to 23, my apologies. So with 5 cards in hand, 2 resources, he will pass turn back over to Karn. Karn will draw a card for turn, going up to 5 cards. It is a Wild Root Dancer. So we'll have 2 now if he puts that down. He's got a Wild Shard, Nature Reigns, Wild Growth, Jadeem, and Wild Root Dancer. So I imagine Wild Root Dancer here, followed by the Shard. With the Living Totem exhausted, I don't see why he just wouldn't give both buffs to the Dandelion Sprite and get 7 damage through. So he goes the first one onto the Sprite, and he's going to give the second one to the other Wild Root Dancer. Interesting play here. Because he really can't block the totem, because he always, yep, he switched it. So he couldn't block the totem because DiamondWolf could always give the totem another +1/+1, it wouldn't do any good. That, and it's only a matter of time playing against a blood deck of any sort where you're going to see extinction, so you might as well get the damage in while you can. And just in case he doesn't use extinction, the Dandelion Sprite is much stronger now, so he can't use the Living Totem in response and fly back over top. He'd have to hold it back to block. So Karn will swing 9 into DiamondWolf. The Dandelion Sprite at 7/8, and the Wild Root Dancer that came on the board last turn. DiamondWolf's down to 14. Now what DiamondWolf can do is if he draws another shard here, can give Living Totem, there he goes, drops a Diamond Shard. Can give Living Totem 2 buffs this turn because he has 6 resources now. Uses Champion Charge Power, or we're all tied at 15 health now, so we'll see who gains the upper hand here. DiamondWolf bypasses his first main phase after using his Champion Power and swings for 4. Karn deciding to block. Nope, he just chooses not to block. So let's see if DiamondWolf decides to pump up. He does not. So he does 4 damage to Karn, gets 4 health back, and here comes the extinction we were just talking about. So without buffing the living totem, you had to see that coming because he needed to leave 4 resources available for extinction. So board is wiped. DiamondWolf 19 health, Karn 11. DiamondWolf has 6 permanent resources, only 2 available remaining. Karn has a Nature Rains, a Wild Growth, and a Jadeem, and he draws a Wild Shard for turn. And plays the Jadeem. So Karn may be able to swing the tables here and get back to work. So we'll see if Karn holds on to that Wild Shard in case he draws his 3rd Wild Root Dancer. It's going to be pretty slim though because he only has 2 remaining in his deck out of 48 cards. So we're talking a 1 in 24 chance, basically 4%. So he passes the turn over to DiamondWolf. DiamondWolf with 4 cards in hand. You gotta think he's got more removal left. He's gonna want to get that Jadeem off the board as soon as he can. DiamondWolf draws a card, going to 5 cards. And let's see what DiamondWolf decides to do here. Again, Karn looking to stay alive here and force a game 3 in the match. DiamondWolf looking to close out the match and go to 3-0 in the tournament. Plays a Spherical Cloud Knight and a Zintan's Inquisitor. This looks familiar. Same combo that DiamondWolf won the game with last game. However, Karn didn't have a Jadeem out on the board. So, DiamondWolf out of resources will pass turn back over to Karn. Karn draws another Wild Shard. This is looking familiar too, unfortunately. Karn really needed to draw some troops here as well as cards that cost something so he can pump up Jadeem. So we'll see if Karn goes ahead and swings the Jadeem. If he swings Jadeem, he can't use him back to block, which means the Inquisitor will go through unblocked and be able to pull the 4/4 with Life Drain Totem back out of the graveyard. So Karn almost has to hold Jadeem back to block the Inquisitor. Alright, so yes, DiamondWolf will draw a card for turn and immediately go to his attack phase and swing. Jadeem will block the Inquisitor. Out comes a Persecute. That knocks Jadeem down to a 2/2. Wild Growth. Again, as he casts it, immediately makes Jadeem a 6/6. But it also will give him a +3/+3 from the Wild Growth. So technically those nullify each other. And Jadeem remains a 6/6. Here comes a second Persecute from DiamondWolf. Okay, so that makes Jadeem a 3/3 when everything washes out here, when everything resolves. So they will trade. Which will keep the Living Totem in the graveyard. Zintan's Inquisitor will go back to DiamondWolf's hand, but he only has 2 resources now, so he can't turn around and play him again in the second main phase. The Cloud Knight goes through, moving Karn down to 8 health, and DiamondWolf goes up to 22. As we see the Inquisitor go back into DiamondWolf's hand. He passes turn. Karn draws a Dandelion Sprite. That will serve as a blocker. That's it. Because he can't kill the Cloud Knight. So 6 resources. Another Persecute would be ridiculous if he had 3. But Persecute and Inquisitor would have been a good combo. DiamondWolf draws a card for turn and immediately swings the Cloud Knight. We'll see if Karn decides to block here. He almost has to. Because I smell Life Siphon if he doesn't. Ooh, he doesn't. So Karn goes down to 5. DiamondWolf up to 25. 6 resources available. As Life Siphon will win the game here. Yep, there it is. That's game. So DiamondWolf will take... DiamondWolf? Wow. Guess my dog behind me has been doing some work. DiamondWolf will win the match here 2-0. As he wins with the Life Siphon, as we so commonly see with any sort of blood deck. Karn just seemed to look... Karn's only playing 23 shards, yet he seemed to draw every single one of them in both games, unfortunately. That's a bout of bad luck there in both games. But the Inquisitor combo with the bring Troop back from Graveyard Gem seemed to work rather well for DiamondWolf in Game 1. So, kudos to both players for still being towards the top of the leaderboard. Now, that moves Karn down to 2-1 in the tournament. But, as I said in my other casts, and at the beginning of this one, this is a 8-round Swiss tournament. Meaning, Karn can go undefeated the remainder of the tournament and end up at 7-1. Which, if I'm math correctly, should be at least top 16. Don't hold me to that, though. I'm not a math major. But he does have a good shot at least being towards the top there. Whereas, with that win, DiamondWolf goes to 3-0. So, Mono Wild again falling just short. As Karn not able to get there. But thank you again for Karn for allowing me to use the stream for this 22nd Shardcast. Please, I will have his links underneath the Shardcast below for his Twitter page, his Twitch page, or Twitter handle. I say that every time. Twitter handle, Twitch page. Follow me on Twitter, right below me at Footsylvania. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. That way you get notifications of future Shardcasts. I will be broadcasting a lot of these Challenge Series matchups. And until next time, again, I'm Footsylvania, and so long. Brace yourself.